Okay, so welcome to another Bundesliga match. So today we have 4 players. Seat 1 we have Ranajeet, seat 2 we have Issa, seat 3 we have Sourjo, and seat 4 we have Cheyenne. So usual round of play. So we'll begin. Ranajeet, 2 questions for you. So Mohabbat Zindabad or Long Live Love is a paean to love penned by Shakil Badauni, composed by Naushad and sung by Muhammad Rafi, accompanied by a massive 100-member chorus that featured in which landmark 1960 movie?
Mughal-e-Azam.
Mughal-e-Azam is correct. So next question, this South African festival takes the idiom wear your heart on your sleeve quite literally, where individuals pin paper hearts with the names of their lovers onto their sleeves. So what is this festival called? A nod to an ancient Roman pastoral festival of fertility. The fact that the Roman festival happened in mid-February is one of the possible explanations for Valentine's Day being in February. Ten seconds.
I don't know. Bacchanalia.
No. Issa?
Pass.
Pass. Sourjo?
Pass.
Cheyenne?
Pass.
Passing. All right. This is Lupercalia. Lupercal. Lupercalia. Okay. Issa, 2 questions for you. So the name of this hormone produced in the hypothalamus, sometimes referred to as a love hormone for its association with romance, comes from the initial discovery that it was associated with uterine contraction. It was thus derived from the ancient Greek for swift childbirth. What hormone is this? Also the title of an acclaimed Billie Eilish song. Ten seconds.
Oxytocin. No.
Yes, that's correct.
Is that a song? There you go. Yeah. What a strange title for a song.
Okay, yeah, next question. So located next to the United States, Mexico was always going to be a prime destination for American honeymooners. And there is no better place to spend one's first vacation as a married couple than this place, located at the very tip of the Baja California Peninsula. So what place or municipality is this, whose name means the Capes in Spanish?
Acapulco.
I'm sorry?
Acapulco.
Not quite. Sourjo?
Pass.
Passing. Cheyenne?
Cabo?
Yes, Los Cabo. That's correct. C-A-B-O-S. Cheyenne gets a steal there. And Sourjo, we come to you. So you tell me what 2-word term was used to describe syphilis in medieval Britain. While the term is no longer used, we would know it through another disease that was named so specifically to distinguish it from syphilis. Yeah, 10 seconds. Four, three.
Scarlet fever.
Scarlet fever. No. Ranajeet?
Pass.
Issa?
White death.
White death. Not quite. Cheyenne?
Pass.
All right. So can you tell me what the other disease is? Anyone hazard a guess? So the other disease is, no, it's smallpox. So it's called the large pox or the great pox. So syphilis is called that. All right, Sourjo. So Thea von Harbo wrote the screenplay for a dystopian silent movie that exposed wide audiences to the first robotic femme fatale, Maria, also known as Machinette. The movie, sharing its name with a fictional city and an Indian multinational diagnostic chain, was based on her novel and was directed by her husband. So who is this husband?
It's slang.
Yep, slang, Metropolis. Cheyenne, 2 questions for you. So, "ऐ इश्क ये सब दुनिया वाले बेकार की बातें करते हैं." You can read the lines, lyrics. So you'll tell me, look at the lyrics carefully and tell me what kind of song is this the only example of in Mughal-e-Azam. It is synonymous with singers like Jagjit Singh, and the name possibly derives from a young, graceful doe.
Pass.
Okay, Ranajeet?
Ghazal.
Yes, from Gazelle, you get Ghazal. Okay. Cheyenne, next question. The precise reason behind Takotsubo cardiomyopathy is not really known, but it is suspected that a surge in stress hormones like adrenaline essentially stuns the heart. It can happen after severe emotional stress, such as the loss of a loved one, which is why it is also known by what metaphorical name?
Shock.
I'm sorry?
Shock.
Not quite. Sourjo?
Broken heart syndrome.
Yes, broken heart syndrome is correct. Okay, that's in the 1 round, and here we go again. Their relationship caused a scandal in party circles. He was nearly twice her age and married, and she was a bourgeois stage actress. Eventually, he was allowed to marry her, but she was forced to stay out of the public eye for 20 years. She came back with a vengeance and became a leader of the Cultural Revolution and Gang of Four. How do we better know her? Her many names include Jian Qing and Lan Ping, but we want to know her best known appellation.
I think she was called Madam Mao Zedong.
Yes, Madam Mao. Yes, that's correct. Madam Mao. Madam Mao, Mrs. Mao, or Mao's 4th wife. Okay, Rajit. So we have told me based on and sharing its name with a TED talk she gave on the ill effects of explicit content on people's ideas of sex. Cindy Gallop launched a platform for user-generated videos of real-world sex, differing by 1 word from a slogan associated with 1960s American counterculture. What is the full name of the platform? Abbreviated as MLNP.
Make love, not porn.
Yep, that's correct. 2 on 2 for you. These are 2 questions. So, which herbal supplement in Chinese medicine derived from a living fossil is also said to act as an aphrodisiac by relaxing blood vessels and increasing blood flow? The genus name is regarded as a misspelling of the Japanese pronunciation for silver apricot. As its leaves resemble the maidenhair fern, it is also known as the maidenhair tree.
Ginkgo.
Yes, ginkgo is correct. Okay. Next question. So you tell me, in the MCU, Peggy Carter is a British agent and love interest of which superhero character? In the comics, she was originally the sister of this character's love interest, Sharon Carter.
Slowly working through Marvel, but I'm only up to Thor at the moment. Peggy Carter. Captain America.
Yeah, that's correct. Captain America is correct. Okay, Sourjo, 2 questions. So Robert Indiana's famous love sculptures are not directly related to love, but to Indiana's religious upbringing. He was raised in a religion founded by Mary Baker Eddy in 1879 and would often see the phrase "God is love" in churches as a child. What contradictory sounding religion inspired these famous sculptures? 10 seconds. 4, 3,
I don't know, Seventh-day Adventists.
not 7 days. Cheyenne?
Christian Science.
Yes, Christian Science is correct,
Okay.
or Christian Scientist. All right, next question. So, which raging bull was subjected to Valentine's Day demolition in 1955 by Sugar Ray Robinson in Chicago Stadium? On the sixth occasion, the two boxers went to. According to fellow boxer Ray Leonard, the duo were completely contrasting personalities who could be called boxing's odd couple.
LaMotta.
Yeah, Raging Bull, Jake LaMotta. Cheyenne, 2 questions for you. While not commonly known to be an STD, which infectious disease caused by the HBV, a virus that is 50 to 100 times more infectious than HIV, also spreads through sexual contact, among other things. While most infected people do not display any symptoms, cirrhosis may develop in around 25% of people with a chronic form of this disease.
Mononucleosis.
Ranajeet?
Pass.
Issa?
I'll happily pass.
Sourjo?
Pass.
Okay, so cirrhosis is mostly of the liver. So this is hepatitis B.
Ah,
Oh,
So HBV means hepatitis B virus. So that's
never heard it called HB.
Oh yeah, I was thinking EBV. Okay.
so HBV is a virus, so hepatitis B virus. Okay. Cheyenne, in the Marvel movies, Vanessa is introduced as a prostitute who later becomes the love interest of its superhero character. In the comic, she appears as copycat, but in the movie, she's killed by Sergei Balashnikov, a drug dealer.
The Incredible Hulk.
No, not quite. Ranjit?
pass.
Issa?
Pass.
Sourjo?
Deadpool.
Yep, Deadpool is correct.
Well done.
Deadpool. Okay, 2 rounds done. Ranjit, we come back to you. So, which band's 1977 album, Rumors, is one of the most famous breakup albums of all time? This was especially so because at the time, singers Stevie Nicks and Lindsey Buckingham were breaking up. The bassist and keyboardist had filed for divorce from each other, and the drummer had divorced his wife as well.
Fleetwood Mac.
Yep. Okay, so located on 350 private and meticulously landscaped parks, Ireland's medieval Ashford Castle dates to the 13th century and is made for a truly fairy tale honeymoon experience, complete with afternoon tea, a romantic dining room, and an on-site spa. But in which Irish county in Connacht province that shares its name with a kind of condiment or shortened form of the condiment? Can you find this castle?
Mayo.
Yep, Mayo is correct. This is Mayo County. Issa. A plaque at Sallyport in Portsmouth commemorates the arrival in England in 1662 of which daughter of John IV, King of Portugal. She was sent off to marry King Charles II, King of England, Scotland, and Ireland. The marriage renewed the traditional Anglo-Portuguese alliance, ensuring that Bombay and Tangier ended up with the English as part of the bride's dowry.
Catherine of Braganza.
Yeah, Catherine of Braganza. The modern association of which animal with love and with certain festivities is by the Celtic goddess of fertility and of the spring equinox, Eostre. Most of us are familiar with the 20th century branding association, chosen by the founder as it's a fresh animal, shy, vivacious, jumping, sexy.
I'll try bunny as in Playboy bunny.
Yes, hare, rabbit, bunnies. That's correct. Sourjo, April 23rd has been celebrated in Catalonia as a sort of alternative to Valentine's Day since the 1920s. Called the Day of the Rose or the Day of the Book, the main event is the exchange of roses and books between sweetheart and loved ones. The festival pays tribute to the deaths of 2 great writers on April 23rd, one of them being Shakespeare. So, who is the other?
Cervantes.
Yeah, Cervantes. Done. Okay, so soon after their hero achieved his first tour win in 1955, a new energy began to pulsate through the golfing world. Admiring golf fans rapidly transformed into passionate supporters who loved the way he played the game. So what is the alliterative name of the supporters of the legendary American golfer who won 62 PGA Tour titles and 7 majors? So I want the supporter's name. Don't give me the golfer's name. Ten seconds. Any answer? 4, 3.
Pass.
Pass. Ranajeet.
I'll take a punt and say Arnie's Army.
Yes, Arnie's Army is correct. For being Arnold Palmer. Cheyenne, 2 questions. After the divorce, which country singer wrote the song Over You with Miranda Lambert? He then married Gwen Stefani in 2021, with whom he released Nobody But You. Interestingly, Stefani revealed that she did not know who he was before they became co-judges on the reality show The Voice.
Blake Shelton.
Yep, Blake Shelton. That's correct. So they met for the first time in 1944 at a gala held at Luna Park Stadium in the country's capital for the victims of the San Juan earthquake. Their love blossomed after she organized massive demonstrations on October 17, 1945, today known as Loyalty Day, demanding his release from prison. 5 days later, they were married. 7 years later, she was dead and he was president. So who are they? Ten seconds. 4, 3.
The Castros. I don't know.
No, not the Castros. Issa?
Eva and Juan Perón.
Yeah, the Perons. Yes, that's correct. The Perons. 3 rounds done. Ranajeet. This South Korean island was a popular honeymoon destination due to its warm climate and Cold War era restrictions on overseas travel. This popularity led to the creation of a love land in 2004 focused on the themes of sex, featuring 140 sculptures of humans in various sexual positions. Which island is this? The scene of a communist uprising in 1948-49.
Busan.
Not Busan. Issa?
Jeju.
Jeju is correct. It's the largest island in South Korea. Okay, so Rajit, in the first stages of attraction, an area of the brain called the ventral tegmental area starts producing the chemical 3,4-dihydroxyphenylethylamine. By what name is this chemical better known? A name that has nothing to do with drugs, but is just a shorter form of the name of the chemical itself.
Dopamine.
Yep, dopamine is correct. Issa, the virus HSV1 has been proposed as a possible cause for Bell's palsy, for both Bell's palsy and Alzheimer's, but its most common manifestation is in the form of which STD that by most estimates affects at least 1/3 of the global human population.
Syphilis.
Not quite. Sourjo? 3.
Pass.
Cheyenne?
Herpes?
Herpes is correct. This is herpes. It's a herpes simplex virus. HSV. Next question is, so which football club suffered an embarrassing Valentine's Day slaughter in 2016 at the hands of Liverpool, an event that signaled the beginning of an 11-match pointless streak? This was one of the biggest defeats at home on Trinity Road, Birmingham. Among those criticized were the hapless manager Remy Garte and defender Julian Lescott, whose motivation was questioned after he had tweeted a photo of a top-of-the-range sports car.
As a Brit, I should really know this. Birmingham.
Ten seconds.
Aston Villa.
Yeah, that is correct. Aston Villa. Short to two questions. In the MCU, Pepper Potts is a personal assistant and regular love interest to which superhero character? In the second installment of the superheroes movie trilogy, she is introduced as the CEO of his business conglomerate.
Tony Stark.
Yeah. Stark Iron Man. Okay, so with towering volcanoes and stone temples, this island in Indonesia provides an unforgettable backdrop for any honeymoon. What island is this with Denpasar as its capital?
Ali.
Yeah, Bali is correct. Well done. And two questions, Cheyenne, two questions. So Botticelli's Venus and Mars is a visual Romanesque depicting the real-life affair between Giuliano de Medici and Simonetta Vespucci. Adjacent to Mars's head, which narrow-waisted insects of the order Hymenoptera did the artist introduce as a clever faunal symbolism to pay homage to his patron's affair. An Italian luxury branded scooter manufactured by Piaggio shares the same etymological root.
Wasps.
Yes, wasp is correct. Vespas. Automobile. Okay, so this term that literally means those infected by typhus disease is a reference to someone acting in a fevered manner. However, in the world of sports, this term refers to Italian supporters of football teams and the Ferrari F1 team. What term is this? Ten seconds.
I don't pass.
Ranajeet?
Tifosi.
Yeah, Tifosi is correct. Okay, so halfway through, pretty scores are pretty tight at this point. Let's see. Ranjit, when Rachel Donaldson fell in love and got married to a future American president, she was technically still married elsewhere. That led to much election-related mudslinging. She would lose her life during this to a stress-induced heart attack in 1828, which her husband attributed to the after effects of the campaign run. Who was Rachel's partner? So which seventh American president was Rachel's partner? Ten seconds. Yeah.
John Quincy Adams.
Not John Quincy Adams. Sourjo.
Pass.
Issa.
Andrew Jackson.
Correct. Jackson. All right. So, Polar Polish writer Stanislaw Lem's 1961 novel about an extraterrestrial intelligence, which takes the form of a vast ocean on the titular alien planet, sees the protagonist Kelvin confronting memories of his dead lover. It has been adapted into two prominent movies, one by Tarkovsky and the other by Soderbergh. Which work is this, whose themes emphasize the limitations of human rationality? 10 seconds.
Insomnia.
No. Sourjo?
Solaris.
Yeah, that's correct. Solaris. These are 2 questions. Celebrated on March 14th. White Day in Japan sees men reciprocating gifts given to them by women on February 14th. Such gifts are divided into giri or honmei, depending on the feelings involved between the parties. What specific type of gift are giri and honmei different kinds of?
Wow. Um,
10 seconds.
Flowers.
Flowers, no? Sourjo?
No, I'll pass.
Okay, Cheyenne?
Pass.
Ranajeet?
Pass.
All right, so they exchange
Is it asking for
chocolate.
one answer? I thought it was asking for 2 answers.
No. So specific. They exchange chocolates in White Day.
Oh, chocolates. Oh, lovely.
Yes.
Well, now we're talking chocolates. Excellent.
Okay. So this word, first recorded in the 1590s book Choice of Valentines, does not have a clear etymology. Some suggested origins are the Italian word for delight, the English diddle, or that it was just a nonsense word used in ballads and plays in place of obscene ones. So what word is this? Ten seconds.
Diddums.
Diddums, no? Sourjo?
Pass.
Cheyenne?
Pass.
Ranajeet?
Pass.
All right, so this, I was looking for the word dildo.
Ah,
Oh, okay. There you go. Probably best I got that wrong.
Sourjo, 2 questions. So, Prem Jogan Banke, Sundar Piya Ore Chale. This is what Tansen is heard singing as Salim caresses Anarkali with a feather in the Mughal-e-Azam scene, often called the most romantic ever in Bollywood history. Which great singer, often designated as older to distinguish him from other singers of the same name, provided the voice of Tansen? It was the only movie in which he sang.
Bade Gulam Ali.
Yeah, Bade Gulam Ali is correct. So the word aphrodisiac comes from Aphrodite, the goddess of love. Appropriately, which aphrodisiac features prominently in Botticelli's birth? Which aphrodisiac features prominently in Botticelli's Birth of Venus and is the source of the painting's alternative title? The scientific explanation is that nutritionally these are high in zinc content, essential to testosterone production.
Oysters.
Yeah, oysters is correct. Oysters, scallops, clams worked. Cheyenne. One of the most famous St. Valentine's massacres in cricket occurred at Pittsburgh in 2003. At the receiving end were Bangladesh, who were hammered by the opposing team by a margin of 10 wickets, which left arm seamer set the scene by picking a hat trick of the first 3 deliveries on the pitch.
Khan.
Khan, no? Ranajeet?
I think this was Chamindavas.
It is indeed Chamindavas. Well done. World Cup 2003. Okay, Cheyenne. Initially developed by a Japanese company for relieving tension and sore muscles, this item instead became the most recognizable sex toy on earth after its usage on sex and the city. Though the parent company once feigned innocence, its tagline today is powerful, penetrating vibrations. So what is its innocuous two-word name, or you can give me the company?
Magic wand?
Yes, Magic Wand is correct. The company being Hitachi. And 5 rounds are done. Ranajeet, in September last year, nearly 2,500 of what source of aphrodisiacs were destroyed in the first ceremony of its kind in Northeast India as a part of an anti-poaching drive. The ceremony took place in Bokakhat near the UNESCO-listed Kaziranga National Park.
Rhino horns.
Yeah, rhino horns is correct. On Valentine's Day in 1966, which Big Dipper broke the all-time NBA scoring record? He took the crown on this day, scoring enough to edge past the 20,880 points previously scored by Bob Pettit. Standing at 7 feet 1 inches, this person played for the Harlem Globetrotters, Philadelphia Warriors, Philadelphia 76ers, and LA Lakers.
Will Chamberlain.
Yep. Issa, here is your Mughal-e-Azam question. Pyar Kiya to Darna Kiya proudly proclaims Anarkali to a visibly unsettled Emperor Akbar in Mughal-e-Azam. As the courtesan dances, the camera moves to reveal that the performance is taking place in a room of what kind? While the set in Mughal-e-Azam is modeled on the one at Lahore Fort, one of the most widely visited such rooms is at the Palace of Versailles.
Is it like a room of mirrors?
Yes, Hall of Mirrors, Room of Mirrors, correct. Okay, so based on Philip K. Dick's Do Androids Dream of Electric Ship, which 1982 movie explores the relationship between a bounty hunter tasked with retiring android replicants and one of those androids, Rachel. A sequel to the film was released in 2017, helmed by Denis Villeneuve.
Blade Runner.
That's correct. Can be a good name for a razor as well. All right. Okay, Sourjo, first identified by Peter Carlson and Martin Lusher in female silkworm moth in 1959, it was soon found that these secreted/excreted chemicals play a major role in sexual attraction among many living organisms, though studies have not been able to identify such use in humans. They are commercially used as perfume ingredients and for pest control. What are we talking about?
Pheromones.
Yep. Pheromones. Antinous was a Greek youth from Bithynia who had a relationship with a Roman emperor. While visiting Egypt in the year 130, he drowned in the Nile. Which of the 5 good Roman emperors and successor of Cheyenne is this? Who then went on to proclaim Antinous a deity? Ten seconds. Four, three.
Vespasian.
3.
Yes.
Ranjit?
Can't remember the order. Pass.
Okay, Issa?
Hadrian.
Hadrian is correct. Hadrian's Wall. Cheyenne. This coast's colorful villages, crystal clear water, and rugged shoreline help make this part of Italy a one-of-a-kind honeymoon destination. What is the name of this coast in Campania that is known for its production of limoncello liquor?
Amalfi?
Amalfi Coast is correct. The Qixi festival celebrated in China commemorates the love story of Zhenu and Niulang, represented by the stars Vega and Voltaire. According to legend, what silver river are the lovers separated by? They are allowed to cross it and meet only once a year on a bridge of magpies on the 7th day of the 7th lunar month. Ten seconds.
Yangtze.
No, Sourjo.
Pearl.
I'm sorry.
Pearl River.
No, Ranjit.
Pass.
Issa.
Pass.
All right, so they are stars Vega and Voltaire. So this is the Milky Way. That's this
Okay.
Silver River. There's a Milky Way. Okay. Penultimate round. The common name, the clap, for which specific STD comes from a medieval red light district in Paris called Les Clapiers, or rabbit holes, referring to the small huts where sex workers plied their trade. The STD derives its name from the Greek words for seminal flux.
Chlamydia.
That was my guess as well, but sadly no. Cheyenne?
Pass.
Sourjo?
Gonorrhea.
Gonorrhea is correct. This is gonorrhea. So Stan Lee claimed that his wife Joan, was the inspiration for Gwen Stacy, the love interest of which MCO superhero. In the original comics, Gwen and the superhero were undergraduate classmates at the Empire State University, while in the comics as well as movie version, she is killed by the father of the superhero's best friend.
Mary Jane.
Cheyenne?
Spider-Man.
Yeah, I wanted Spider-Man. Yeah.
Bad luck.
Sorry about that. Yeah. Incidentally, in my game, also somebody said Mary Jane on the direct. Okay, Issa. In return for helping him thwart the invasion of a Mughal army, Rajput Maharaja Chhatrasal gave the hand of his daughter to Maratha Peshwa Bajirao I. Though she wasn't crowned the queen, their love would turn into stuff of legends. Who was this daughter of Chhatrasal who died by consuming poison after a husband died of a sudden fever?
Pass.
Cheyenne?
Pass.
Ranajeet?
Mastani.
Mastani is correct. Also turned into a Bollywood film story. Okay, Issa. On the first day of the 1994-95 Ashes series at the Adelaide Oval, a group of English cricket supporters ordered 50 shirts saying something that referenced then Captain Michael Atherton. By the end of the tour, 3,000 of these have been purchased. This test is often cited as the catalyst for the formal establishment of which famous fan group?
Army.
Yeah, Army. Dealing with blame after her ex-boyfriend, with whom she had earlier released The Way and Into You, died of an overdose in September 2018, which singer referenced him on her 2020 album Positions and may have lent uncredited vocals to his posthumous album Circles. Which singer? Yeah, 10 seconds. Four.
Doja Cat.
Doja Cat, no? Cheyenne?
Grande.
Yes, Ariana Grande is correct. Okay, so what is a common name used to refer to all 9 species of the genus Agapornis? These small African parrots with colorful plumage derive their enduring name from the way they sit together in pairs, hop and play all around all day long, and making for an affectionate demonstration. Ten seconds. 4, 3, 2.
I don't know. Baby parrots.
And
Parakeets.
Ranajeet.
Lovebirds.
Yeah, they're called lovebirds. That's correct.
Ah,
They're called lovebirds. And 2 questions. The name of which aphrodisiac is considered to be derived from the act central to its cultivation, and not because they are bedded in hay or fodder. The name designates the spread of the plant's runners, which appear to be straying everywhere in an unchecked field. 10 seconds. 4, 3, 2.
Squash. I don't
No. Issa?
Pass.
Sourjo?
Pass.
Ranajeet?
Pass.
All right. So they're not bedded in hay. So from there we get straw. So this is strawberry. And they are, it's when the name comes because they're strewn and not because they are bedded in hay. So that's how we get the name. Cheyenne, next question. The 2013 Spike Jonze movie, Her, centers around Theodore Twombly, played by Joaquin Phoenix, who develops a relationship with Samantha, an AI with a female voice. Which actress voices the AI? She also had a reputable music career on the side, including collaborations with David Bowie and the Ya-Ya-Yeahs.
Johansson?
Yes, Scarlett Johansson. And the final round. Okay, let's see what happens. So males of which species of birds, the only family in the order Columbiformes, help their female partners incubate, tend to stay with the same partner during mating season, and thus symbolize monogamy and loyalty in relationships. Their lovely reputation in myth goes back to Aphrodite, often depicted with these birds fluttering around her, resulting in multiple medieval love potions requiring this bird's heart.
Hummingbird.
Nope. Issa?
Dove.
Yes, lovey dovey. So doves, that's correct. Okay, so the unprecedented atmosphere in Borussia Dortmund Stadium is switched on from the heart of the South Stand. Here you can count on deafening noises, tifos, songs, large flags, breakfast, and beer. But what is the nickname for this grandstand, and thus for the supporters in it? German or English name? 10 seconds.
It's called the Great Yellow Wall.
Yeah, I'll accept that. It's just the yellow wall. It's correct. Okay. Issa. Completed in 1793, a masterpiece of neoclassical sculpture by the Italian Antonio Canova, depicts two mythological lovers in a tender embrace. In the sculpture, which Greek goddess of the soul has recently been revived by Cupid's kiss after falling into a deep sleep?
Psyche.
Yes, Psyche is correct. Which former member of the girl group Fifth Harmony recorded the song I Know What You Did Last Summer with Shawn Mendes in 2015, years before collaborating with him again on the Grammy-nominated 2019 duet Senorita. After their 2-year-long relationship ended, Mendes released It'll Be Okay in Jan 2022.
Cabello.
Yes, Camila Cabello. Done. Further to final two questions. He was originally named Amun is satisfied, but later changed to effective for the Aten. Her name meant the beautiful woman has come, and she was by all accounts unequal to her husband in matters of state. Name either member of this power couple responsible for the shift from polytheism to worshipping the sun disk in ancient Egypt.
Akhenaten.
Yeah, Akhenaten is correct. Released in 2015, this unique sex toy, the Sex Dash Dash, combines a vibrator with an extensible and extensively used technological innovation. This toy aims to provide voyeuristic pleasure to long-distance couples. FITB with the other innovation, also banned at several theme parks over safety concern, and at the Palace of Versailles over concerns regarding damage to artwork. Blanks, I want the blanks.
Selfie stick.
That is a nice answer. Sex selfie stick. And you get both of you directs there. Last two questions. In 1900, the heir presumptive to the throne of the Austro-Hungarian Empire controversially married Sophie Chotek, a woman from a non-dynastic rank. In 1914, both were assassinated by a 19-year-old rebel, with the husband's apparent last words being, "Sophie, Sophie, don't die, live for our children." In which city did the lovers die together, an event that triggered the July crisis?
Sarajevo.
Sarajevo, Archduke Ferdinand and Gavrilo Princip. Last question of the quiz. This famous late 19th century sculpture, part of the sculptor's monumental Gate of Hills project, was originally titled Francesca da Rimini. It depicts a 13th century Italian noblewoman immortalized in Dante's Inferno, who falls in love with her husband's younger brother Paolo, but is later killed along with him. Which sculpture that is named after the activity depicted, and by which artist is this? Sculpture and artist.
The Thinker and Rodin.
Not quite. Sourjo.
It's a Kiss by Rodin.
And with that answer, Sourjo ties in the second spot with Ranajeet. Issa wins this quiz with 16 points. Ranajeet and Sourjo finish on 15 and Cheyenne on 11.
Great game, guys.
Great game.
Normal.
Good game, guys.
Thanks for
Thanks, Shankar, for reading.